Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have EZA Jiren here. Now Jiren is a very old release at this point, right? Remember Jiren came out for, well, I mean he came out within UI Goku's Dokkan Awaken for Saiyan Day of 2018. And then Jiren got his awakening for Golden Week of 2018. He got his awakening along with Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? So he's a little old. I mean, his sticker does look pretty good. I mean, I guess his sticker is one that you could have had for quite a while, right? Although the aura around him for some reason isn't whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? Now, if we take a look at what Jiren's got here, I just think that they just flat out probably didn't really give him enough to really make him a very impactful character. At the moment, Jiren does not have a 200% leader skill here, so this is not even a 200% video, which is crazy. I mean, we've had multiple characters this year that don't have a 200% leader skill is nuts. I mean, Jiren has nothing special. The only kind of like thing he has besides raw stats or abilities that only work in lower content, like Super Battle Road, you know, with the stuns and the attack, you know, debuffs and stuff like that, is Jiren is super effective against all types against one enemy, but it's just damage, right? Like, that's not... Unfortunately, you could do as much damage in the world as you want to. If you can't take one singular hit, probably not going to be that effective. The other thing, too, is that Jiren gets a lot of extra stats and guaranteed crits against a Universal Survival Saga or Tournament Participants category enemy. Right now, that's not relevant at all. I mean, we'll just go into, like, the Cell Red Zone fight. I like that stage quite a bit for kind of, like, just showcases. And then afterwards, we'll take our asses over to, dude, I guess the Legendary Goku event. and fight a Tournament Participants enemy and see what Jiren looks like with the extra stats. I am not optimistic about Jiren at all. So as you guys can see, I just gave him an offensive build. I feel like I probably won't be using him very much. I mean, if it was, like, coming down to it, like, okay, let's seriously try and use Jiren, I would assuredly give him a full dodge build, of course. But I didn't really want to put resources into him or put my good dodge equips into him, quite frankly, right? So, we got the sticker. We looked at his build. Let's go ahead and jump in, and let's see what Jiren is able to do for us. Alright guys, so we are here, right here at the start of turn, and a very, very, very funny thing happened. Guys, he's great. Actually, everyone was wrong, and Jiren is just simply a god. Because as you guys can see, Cell is stunned. Because Jiren's passive actually procced. What is our defense looking like? Oh, wow, yeah, okay, he's unrunnable. Okay, yeah, he is actually complete shit. 259k right there. I mean, dude, he's getting 50% from his super attack effect and 50% from his passive. Like, yeah, that's unrunnable. Like, I don't know. I mean, you could have a million raw defense in the hard fights and you die instantly to a super attack. So, it's, sure. I don't, damn, that's tough. That's tough. Like, Jiren, if Jiren supered, he's still taking damage from physical fusion Zamasu, is he not? Even with type advantage? Like, that's how you know he sucks. That's how you know he's dog shit. Okay. Yeah, he looks pretty bad. We have a great, I guess, opening rotation in terms of links and stuff like that, too. Now, let's go over a lot of what Jiren does real fast. So, Jiren's super attack effect, he's getting 50% attack and defense. Immense damage, he lowers enemy defense. Of course, lowering defense is pointless. He gets 2 key at the start of turn here, which I guess is good, but, I mean, we're probably going to be running him with other Tournament of Power characters, probably, in which case, you know, we'd have the Tournament of Power link, which means, he, you know, he's probably doesn't really need that so much, but, I mean, TUR's getting key is good. He has a medium chance to stun enemies, all enemies at the start of turn. So that's a 30% chance. We actually did proc that, so we got to see that in this video, which is fine. So Jiren could be a Super Battle Road killer. The only thing about being a Super Battle Road killer, and, like, I mean, I guess it's cool that he does it, but these days, if a character is just flat out very good, they're going to be a Super Battle Road killer, man. Like, if they're just very good, strong characters are going to do really good in Super Battle Road as well. So there's that. He's super effective in all types against one enemy. I mean, I'll take that, sure. 23rd World Tournament Goku and Majunior are like that as well. Then Jiren gets 30% damage reduction against 2 or more enemies. Now I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I mean, looking at what his defense is like, even if he had the 30% damage reduction for free, he's still not that good. I'm telling y'all. Like, that 30% damage reduction, that's not even close to enough. With this level of defense, no chance, dude. Not even close. It's really sad, but just the levels of which we need now, right, is crazy. He gets the 50% attack and defense and a high chance to stun on super attack. That stun right there would be a one-turn stun. And then, of course, his passive, start a turn stun is a one-turn stun as well. Then he does a guaranteed crit when the enemy is stunned, which we'll be able to take advantage of. And then Jiren, lastly, gets another guaranteed crit. And then 111% attack and defense against a Universal Survival Saga or Return of Participants category enemy. To me, it just looks like Dokkan is overvaluing crits and super effective on all types and these abilities. Like, yeah, crits are great, but then the enemy just kills you and you lose. So, oops. Oh, not really too good with crits. Yeah, Jiren, he does look good there. I would love a top 5 level Jiren. I'll tell you all that for sure. Give me a top 5 level Jiren. I like Jiren. People right now, like, they try and really rewrite history about Jiren. Jiren was so sick in, like, when the Eternal Power was running, up until he started talking, right? That's where things kind of changed, but people pretending now like he's shit is just ridiculous. Alright, so let's take a look at this link set here. Cold Judgment. I mean, that's pretty big. That's going to give him a lot of defense right there. Shocking Speed, which we do have activated. Infighter. Hero of Justice. Hero of Justice is 25% attack and a 5% chance to crit. Not really the craziest. Then he has Godly Power, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. So, alright. Let's go ahead and go. Let's see what old Jiren, old boy, is going to do. I mean, this is a good opening rotation right here. Because we're obviously on the tournament participants team, led by 17 and 18. And this, of course, is going to be before their support starts overflowing across the team, right? No, Jiren is going to link up rather well with UI Goku, right? They have what? Shocking Speed, Godly Power, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. UI Goku, theoretically, we could rock him in slot 1. 9 million? I mean, I'll take the attack stat if he was good. But, like, it's just... I mean, you guys know what I always say, right? Like, it's just like offense is just like half as important as defense. So it's like, he did decent damage there, basically 10 million guaranteed crit. But again, guys, it's just not, it ain't enough, man. All right. So now, right, we're going to start getting the support flowing in here. The 2-turn support from 17 and 18. So now, I mean, I guess we could see Jiren and some of these other characters with higher stats. I really hope that Dokkan is not sitting there like, oh, well, Jiren will be fine because he's going to get all the support from 17 and 18. Because 17 and 18 are not exactly killers themselves, right? Like, they're a good character. I'm not going to call them shit or anything like that, but they're not... 17 and 18, I mean, they need to be like... We need like 4 significantly better characters than them on the team, or something like that, right? Like, that's what we need for them to feel really good. So, all right, so they just kicked in 2-turn support right there for Jiren. I guess, I mean, I could do this, huh? This, we'd really, I guess, see what Jiren is capable of doing. I mean, bro, I'm already ready to end this video, to be honest. Get me out of here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put them inside, because we saw a turn of what Jiren does without any of their support or anything like that. That was a great, like, we got great opening turns, I would say, for the showcase. All right, now what is Jiren looking like right here? So he's going to have, it's just the same for activated with UI Goku right there. So he's up to 300k defense. Remember, this is going to go up a little bit more, too, because we're going to get the 2-turn buff. So we're going to have the 2-turn buffs from both androids up for Jiren. Yeah, and we could just leave Jiren here just like this. This is fine. All right, let's see what old boy Jiren gets. So, remember, he's at 300k defense start of turn. He's getting 50% from his passive, and he's getting 50% from his super attack effect as well. But... Man, it's, you know, the qualifications to being like a really good usable character these days. Oh, super attack dodge, we'll take that. 7.99 we're at. Damn, okay, so that's... our damage was way lower. Is that just from infight? What? Yeah, I guess that's just because of Infighter. In that first turn, we had Infighter up with 23rd World Tournament Goku. I mean, we have a lot of support up that we did not have in that first turn. That's crazy. Okay, sure. All right, I'm just gonna come back next turn. All right, guys, we got another rotation right here. I feel like we probably only maybe have to do this one, and then after this, we could just cut over to tournament participants enemy and see what Jiren is doing there. So we're at 300k. We could hit our 7 orbs. That'll get Jiren a little bit extra stats. It's up to 311. We have those same 4 links activated: Shocking Speed, Godly Power, Tournament Power, and Fierce Battle. All right, let's see what Jiren does. We could get away with 17 and 18 in slot 1 because we got very lucky right there, so sure, let's do it. That's not very common where the enemy puts no pressure at all in slot 1, but we were able to... I mean, hey, 17 and 18, they're going to be very good if we can run a fight where there's no slot 1 pressure ever. That'll be very good for us. Dodge it? No, they eat it, but this shouldn't really be too bad after they super attack. Yeah, pretty good. 10.7 Jiren gets up to this time. Okay. All right, well, there's Jiren, 11.3 right there. Sure. But that's pretty much the extent of Jiren, is like that right there. Oh, there's his stun. So that is the 50% chance he gets to stun the enemy when performing his super attack. And as you guys can see right here, that stun is only a 1-turn stun, right? So, you know, we're not going to be able to take advantage of that on the next turn. All right, we saw this. Let me come back. Let's just go over to a tournament participant's enemy, and we'll see what Jiren is looking like going up against a tournament participant's enemy. All right, guys. So we are back. We're going up against a tournament participant's enemy now. So remember, that means Jiren is going to get a sizable increase in stats. Remember, he gets 111% attack and defense and a guaranteed crit against Universal Survival Saga or tournament participants enemy. We take a look here. I mean, he's up to 379. It's like, I'm telling y'all, the thought process here is, it's like they give him the stats, which are okay, and they give him the crit, and they're like, yeah, there we go. It's pretty strong. Guaranteed crits. Crits are good. I mean, crits, if you do crit, I mean, you're doing a lot of damage, you're ignoring defense, right? There's factors there, but it's just not enough. It's not like, it's not like, oh, dude, he's guaranteed critting. Like, now that's the difference between victory and defeat. Like, no. Unfortunately not. So, not looking too good. Let me hit this right there. We will be able to get our 7 orbs now, so Jiren's stats will go up a little bit. He's up to 395. Yeah, I mean, it's as advertised. This Jiren looks like he just flat out sucks. Oh, we got a dodge right there. Okay. Yeah, this Jiren looks like he flat out sucks, man. He's not gonna be good for very much. Usability for this character is, I mean, bro, I don't know. Maybe, like, let's say, like, Anniversary has, like, a heavy tournament power element to it, and maybe there's, like, some event, right? Like, really difficult. If there's multiple enemies, maybe he could be, like, a 6th option, right? Like, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, Dokkan events get harder, not weaker. So, I look at, like, what Jiren... Like, Jiren having this level of defense plus 30% damage reduction is, like, really, like, shitty or iffy now. So what is it going to look like once, you know, like, this theoretical fight would happen? I'm sure Jiren will be completely ass, is what I would assume. All right, what are we up to now, Jiren? 379. All right, well, we'll be able to get the orbs we need for him. Let's go ahead and hit this. Or the orbs for 17 and 18. Let's go ahead and hit that right there. And then that would get us to 395. Wait, hold on. All right, let's go. Let's get this. We'll probably make this our last attack of the video here. Yeah, I mean, Jiren, he's just a silly Billy, man. You know, not much we could say. Sometimes they give us very powerful characters. Sometimes they give us characters that are very worthless. Sometimes they give us characters that are mid. Sometimes they're, you know, complete shit. Sometimes they piss me off. I mean, Jiren, to me, he just seems like a very boring, uninspired, nothing EZA. I feel like I would see many people say the same thing about his character, but I don't care. I like Jiren versus UI Goku. I thought it was great. Alright, guys, this is Absolute Power Jiren. His leader skills, Universal Survival Saga category key 3 and 170% of stats, or STR type key 3 and 100% of stats. His super attack is the Overheat Magnetron, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, 50% buff. Does immense damage and then greatly lowers enemy defense. I mean, 50% is certainly good. His passive skill, Pressure of Ki. He gets 2 ki and 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets a medium chance to stun all enemies at the start of turn. He's super effective against all types when facing one enemy. He gets 30% damage reduction against 2 or more enemies, which, I mean, it is okay. At 30% damage reduction, unless you're rocking like a million defense, is like nothing, man. It's just going to be inconsequential, unfortunately. So that's not even enough. I mean, if that was 70%, it's a different story, but 30 is very low, so I don't know. So he has that. Again, that's against 2 or more enemies, so maybe against like the Red Zone Gammas. Maybe I could do a video where we take Jiren versus the Red Zone Gammas, but I mean, we would get obliterated in there, probably. I don't know. Yeah. Then Jiren gets 50% attack and defense, and a high chance to stun the enemy on super attack. Remember, that would be a 1-turn stun, just like his passive, you know, 30% chance to stun at the start of turn as well. Then Jiren does guaranteed crits when the enemy is stunned. Worthless in any really tough fight. And then finally, Jiren gets 111% attack and defense. And he does a guaranteed crit, another guaranteed crit spot in here, if there's a Universal Survival Saga or Tournament Participants category enemy. I mean, I don't know. Like, Dokkan in Jiren's kit, they're treating crits like it's equivalent to, like, guard or something like that, and it's just flat out not the case, right? Crits, it's no way. And right now, Tournament Participants enemies, not like that's a super common thing, right? So, links are Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Infighter, Hero of Justice, Godly Power, Tournament Power, and Fierce Battle. 12 key multiplier, 150%. And then finally, Jiren's on some categories. I mean, I guess it is relevant to point out that, again, this is not a 200% leader skill showcase. Many times we're looking at characters that are under 200% leader skills, while Jiren here, we have not, right? So, yeah. Then Jiren has the Universal Survival Saga category team, sure. I mean, this is, we need a lot. This Tournament Participants is the main category focuser, it should be, right? There's that. Realm of Gods, more options to that, of course, is nice. Jiren is also in the Universe 11 category. I mean, this is definitely the worst category in the game. Yeah, there's approximately 0 good characters here. 0. I think Casserole, well, damn. Earlier in the year, Casserole seemed like he could be decent if Universe 11 had, like, really crazy characters, but I don't know about all that now. So there's that. Then, of course, Jiren is also on Space Traveling Warriors as well. Then Jiren is on the Defender of Justice category, sure. And then finally, Jiren is on the new Tournament Participants category team. I don't know. I mean, this with a Carnival leader maybe could be interesting or something like that. I don't really know. Kind of a really sad turn of events. Our boy Jiren, man, This is definitely a Z tier stinker right here.